guys, it's Shelly here. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited today because I get to play around with a new supply in my collection. So from the thumbnail and from the video, as you can see, it is the Ohuhu art markers. It is a 120 set and it's from the Honolulu series. Now, I know Ohuhu markers at the moment are very popular among us colorists, and I have had their markers on my wish list for absolutely ages. I've just never taken the plunge to try out alcohol markers. So this is the first time I had them in my coloring supplies and the first time I'll be trying them out. And I had the 320 set in my wish list, which is the full set of colors of the Honolulu series, because as you probably know, I like to go for full sets. So I buy very limited supplies, but when I do go for a supply, I like to end up having the full color range. I know it's silly, guys, but that's just me. And so I had the 320 set in my wish list, and I still have the 320 set, and I have the 48 set of pastels because I thought that might be more useful for my style of coloring. So basing with pastel colors and then going over with the pencils, because I love using pencils, as you guys know. But Ohuhu contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying out their pens, and that they would be able to send me a 120 set of the Honolulu series, which was brilliant, for me to try out. And I was absolutely excited, and I said yes, of course, because I have been wanting to eventually try them out. So I was so excited that they contacted me, and I said that would be absolutely perfect, and at least that way I don't go straight into getting a 320 set of pens before even trying them out. And I thought that the 120 set will be brilliant because it should have a collection of colors like pastels and skin tones and earth tones and the grays, hopefully. So it'll be a good mix of colors for me to try out. Now, before I get started, the 120 set comes in this beautiful case, so I don't have to worry about storing them. So like I said, so that's the case. It's got a strap, so if you are someone who uses alcohol markers a lot and wants to carry them around with you, you can. So it's a beautiful case, and it's quite sturdy from what I can see. It's got this little sponge on the top. I haven't yet tried these out, guys, so it will be a first for me. And you have all the 120 pens, hopefully. I haven't counted them, but all the 120 set pens in there. You get a little plastic sheet, I guess, to put under your pages because, yes, alcohol markers do bleed through, which is probably why I've never gone for them, because at the beginning of my coloring journey, I didn't have that many single-sided books, so alcohol markers would not work for me, so I never really thought about having them. But now recently I'm trying out certain artists who have beautiful work, such as Morgan O'Brien, RJ Hampson, do we have any other Amazon books, or the Coloring Heaven books, and so I have a few books that do have single-sided pages, and then a lot of other books that I have with good quality paper as well. I just mentioned all the Amazon books there, but so yeah, I thought, okay, this is a good time for me to accept the pens for review. Now there's a little pocket here where you can put swatch charts. I don't know if I'd put them in there or if I might put them with my swatch folder. As you guys have seen, we get a little brochure here, Ohuhu art markers. It gives you the Honolulu series. Yes, they have a lot of different colors, as I said, 320 for the Honolulu series, and they have different nib options as well. So the one I have is the brush and chisel, which I'll show you, and I thought that would be perfect for me, and I'll discuss why. And then they just sort of go through some information. They're talking about what art markers they have available, all the series they have available. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but all your information is there. So this is the 120 set, so those are all the colors that are in there, and you get a colorless blender as well, so that's brilliant. And then I'm trying to figure out what that is that all their colors? It shows you what you have in a 72 set, a 48, a 24 skin sets. So they have a lot of sets. So if you go on Amazon, their products are available on their website, so on Ohuhu's website and on Amazon easily as well, and they have so many different sets, so you could always look at which one is ideal for you. Like I said, in my wish list, I have the 48 pastel set because I thought that would be brilliant for basing, and I have the 320 set because that's their full set. But if you wanted to just look at skin tones, for example, then you have a couple of sets of skin tones. So I think they might have a light skin tone set and maybe a mid-tone set. And then they sort of give a little bit of a tutorial there, blending tutorial. And they have some questions there. For example, if your pen has come, it looks like you can contact them if any of your pens are not in a good condition when they arrive, and they might give you replacements, so that's brilliant. The tips are reversible, so if one side of the tip gets nib gets frayed, you can always turn them over. And then they also have available nibs on their website for purchase. I haven't checked on Amazon, but they might even have it on Amazon, but they do have it on their website available. So, and then it's just different languages. So that's the English part. So just a little idea of what the pens are all about. All right. And then we have a color swatch sheet, which is brilliant because it's nice and little, and it can, like I said, can fit here, or I might put it in my little folder. So this is for this particular set, 120. It would be amazing to have their full set so that if you wanted to buy them, yes, they do have stock pens now. I think that's a very recent thing, and that's why I was starting to think about the alcohol markers. As you guys know, when I buy my supplies, I want to see that I can replace a single item once it's finished. So for example, with my pencils, I want to be able to buy pencils as stock pencils, so I don't have to buy a full set of pencils again just to replace one. So Ohuhu didn't have that option a while ago, so that's why I'd never even put much thinking into getting alcohol markers and their alcohol markers until recently. I think they've now got refillables markers available. You can get them as individuals, you can get refills on their website for all these colors. So the 320 colors in the Honolulu series, and I think the Ohuhu, what series was it? There's another series that has 320 colors. Ohuhu, yeah. So they have that now available, and I think that's what got me thinking even more about these pens, because I was like, okay, now I know that if a pen finishes, I can buy a single pen, which is brilliant, or a refill. So that's perfect. And then you can also get smaller packs if you don't want to get such a big set of markers. Like I said, they have skin tone sets. If you just want a specific range of colors, you can even get that, which is amazing. So you don't have to go for the massive sets. But yeah, this is the swatch for the 120. I would find it amazing if we had just the 320, and then you could slowly build up if you wanted to buy them as stock. So maybe that's an idea for Ohuhu, if you do watch my video, that if you had a full swatch available, then with a set, then if people wanted to buy them, you know, one at a time and just build up their 320 pens, they can do it by marking off, okay, now I have this one and now I have that one. So I think that's an idea. But we have a lovely swatch all ready for us, so we don't have to write everything out. We have the numbers, which is brilliant. And that's the other thing I wanted to see was, yes, each pen is numbered. I'm sure you guys already know that, but I'll pull out a color, and we have the pen. Ohuhu art marker is written. I went for the brush and the broad chisel tip option. And the reason I went for that is because I thought the brush tip will be able to give me a variety of different thickness lines that I would want. So I would be able to go really thin. So I didn't want to go for, I think they have a fine tip. They might have a brush and fine tip or something like that. And I thought I could get a fine tip with a brush tip. So I decided to go for the broad chisel. So that is brilliant. So you know which end is what. The lids have a little, you know, protrusion there, so it doesn't roll off your desk. And you have, the best thing is a number and name on your pen on both ends. So whichever way you've stored it, which I think I would store my brush tip top on the top. I think I'd use that more often. The brush on the top, I would put it. You can know the color, and if you're working with them and you've taken off the lid and just left it on the side, at least you'll know what color it is by looking at the other end of the pen. So that's really good as well. Knowing me, I'd probably have old lids, because if you're blending colors, you might have a few pens open at the same time, so you can work fast, and you might end up losing, you know, the which lid is for which pen. So it's brilliant that they're on both ends. It's very rare that you'd have both ends open at the same time. So yeah, so basically I think that I want to swatch these out. However, they're not in the order of the swatch sheet, because it starts with the yellows, which is brilliant. Or the yellows, it goes that way, I think. So it works that way. But I think I want to reorganize these because they're all over the place for me. And then I want to swatch them out. But I'll do that to music because it'll be boring for you guys. And then I can come back and discuss them with you. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I got them in a little bit of a better order. It took me a little while to sort that out and was getting a bit frustrating for me, but basically I've sorted them out with regards to these, how the swatch chart has laid them out, and I've just gone across. So the 5 on the top and then the 5 on the second row I've just done over here, and that's how I've done it for now. And then once I swatch them out, see what the colors are like, if I decide I want to reorganize them, I will do later. But I think because I've never really swatched them out, I don't know what they look like on paper. I'm just going to do it as per the swatch chart, and then I'll take it from there. So I'll be right back. I'll do the swatching quickly and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so that's the swatching done. It took me a little while, but there we go. There's some beautiful colors here. I'm pretty impressed. So we have a good range of some yellows. I still don't think I like the order that the pens are in. Like, I don't know why there's a random pink right there, but yeah, we've got some yellows, a few oranges, some red. Well, maybe that's sort of like a bit of a true red, and then the pinky reds. We've got some pinks, a few purples. I like the range of greens. I would have liked, I think the blues are okay actually as well. I would have liked a few more turquoises maybe, but the greens are good. And we've got some grays there. Again, we have some blue gray, like a blue grays up here, and then there's some blue grays here as well. So I don't know why they're all sort of separate, but that's fine. I can work with that. I don't think I'll waste time reorganizing the pens. But yeah, I love the greens that we have there. We have some neon-y colors, and we do have some skin tones, which is nice. So yeah, I think it's a good range to have to start with. And then you can always, because they sell stocks and they sell separate little packs, I think then you can always build up on the colors, more colors that you want. So for example, probably the skin tones, we need a bit more of a mix of the skin tones. So maybe I would go for skin tones and maybe a few more pastel tones. So yeah, I think there is room to just add a few more colors to these, but I think they're beautiful to start with. And I found them easy to use. The brush pens at the beginning, you might have seen that I didn't really know what I'm doing, because this is the first time I'm using alcohol markers. So it's not very neat, but that's fine. So yeah, all in all, I think they are beautiful, and I'm really, really excited to play with them. So just to sum things up, like I said, this pack is the 120 pack, and you can get it available on Ohuhu's website and on Amazon as well. And they ship to over 60 countries, so you can always order it on Ohuhu, and they probably ship to a lot of the countries that we're all sort of distributed in. The one thing I did ask them was, since they were sending me the 120 set, I'm like, if I wanted to increase the numbers and get like the full 320 range, what do I have to do then? So basically, so that I don't have too many doubles, well, they suggested that from the 120 set, then you can get the pastel set of 48 and the mid-tone set of 48, which then makes up the 216 set. Following that, you can get the 104 set, and that makes the full 320. Obviously, if you don't have the 120, you can go straight ahead and get the 320, or you can get, I think it breaks up into the 216 set and then 104 set, because I think they had 216 at first or something like that, and then they made the 104, so combined you get the 320. But yeah, basically the 120 set, which is a set I've shown you today, is going for 95 euros on their website, which is about 81 pounds, which I think is perfectly affordable for so many pens, for 120 pens. And I tried to compare it to Copics, because I know that a lot of people do use Copics, that it is an artist quality brand, and for a set of 36 Copics you get, it's 93 pounds. So there is a huge difference there, and I think these worked wonderfully. I'm going to try and test it on paper in a second, but yeah, I think they're pretty affordable, and the fact that they now have refills and individual markers, I think that's brilliant. And the fact that they have separate packs if you didn't want to get a whole big set. I found when I was swatching them that they blend really well, and that there's no streaking, which is, I know alcohol markers are supposed to streak a lot less than water-based, but it was a nice surprise to see that, because I'm used to using water-based markers, so that was nice. So it was like seamless blending. I think it'll be easy for beginners to use, and the pen feels really nice. I really liked how thick the pen is. It feels really nice in the hand, and I love that they have a wide range of colors. I don't know if I would ever need to use 320, but for those of you who use alcohol markers a lot, that is brilliant. So the fact that they have so many colors is amazing, and the fact that you can turn the nibs around, and you can get the nibs separately as well, just in case they get frayed both ends, and then you want to get just nibs because your pen is still working, then you can go ahead and do that, and you can choose whichever nibs you want. So for example, this one is the broad and the brush, broad chisel tip and the brush, and you can get a fine tip, you can get I think a slim broad tip and a wide broad tip, so you can choose basically. So yeah, I think they're lovely markers and I'm excited to use them, and I wanted to just see how they were going to feel on paper. So I'm just going to test this one with the brush tip, because like I said, in my mind I thought I wouldn't need a narrow tip because I should be able to get a really fine line with this one. So obviously you can get a wide line, you can get narrow lines, so you can get a really narrow line. So I don't think I would need a fine tip, so I'm glad I got the broad tip. And then I wanted to see how they would blend together. What I think I might end up doing actually is hopefully playing with it on a page pretty soon. But I thought I would try and just see what the blending is like. So if I pick maybe two colors, GY5, I'm going to go for GY5 and GY4. This is just very random, guys. I'm new to Ohuhu, so if you guys are good at this and you're saying, no, don't pick those colors together, they're not going to work, I don't know. So I've gone for the GY5, the GY4, and the GY7. And I just want to see how they blend, because like I said, I'm used to water-based markers. So I want to see how alcohol markers do. And I have no idea what I'm doing, guys. So excuse me, and please don't scream at the screen saying that's not the right way to do it. You can give me pointers below, please. They will really help me. So give me pointers below. Let me learn from you guys how to use alcohol markers. I think that blends pretty well, doesn't it? Is that how you guys do it? But I think that looks like a really nice blend, the way I've done it there. And what if I went straight from the darker tone? Was it the GY5, the darker tone, to the light? I think I'd use the brush tip more than I will end up using the chisel. I think maybe chisel for backgrounds. What do you guys think? Okay, so that doesn't blend, but I think there's something I'm going to try in a second, which I use with my water-based markers. So either you have to go back and forth to blend it all together, which would work, or what if I did this? So I don't know if you can use it like this, but this is how I use my water-based markers, tip to tip, and then blend. How will that work? That works, doesn't it? Almost. If you wanted to skip a shade in between, because that worked really well, the 3 shades of green. I think that worked wonderful. I'm just checking I'm in shot. That one you have to work at a little bit to get the blend, but I am getting the blend there, so that's amazing. And then this one I think worked a bit better than that one. So I think that works, doesn't it? I'm going to try that again because I love doing this tip to tip technique with my water-based markers. That's really beautiful, actually, guys. I really like that. It's blending really nice, and all those streaks I could see. First I was seeing the streaks and I was like, oh, there are streaks, but it's all disappearing suddenly. So that's really good. And I like that it works the tip to tip method. And I felt like going in circular motions actually blends really nicely. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's try again. I think you have to work pretty fast, right? Depending on what paper you're using. This is just printer paper, guys. So it's probably not the best paper. yeah, so I have a lot of playing around to do, guys. I really like it. It's going to be fun trying to play with the different medium. Have I got the right ends on? Yeah. All right. So it's going to be really fun actually playing with alcohol markers now. So I'm quite excited about that. If you have any tips for me below, just let me know in the comments below. I will be so grateful, because maybe you guys can just share some of your tricks with alcohol markers. Yeah, in the comments below, so I can learn how to use them too. But I'm excited to play with these, and hopefully I'll be able to share it with you guys on the channel. So until then, I'll leave you guys to it. If I do happen to do a page, I will put it up at the end of the video. If not, then I will definitely be using it sometime soon. All right, guys, take care. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.